Okay.
Are we ready? Oh, okay. Here we are. Ron Suchiu. We're back at the studio today, and this is going to be a lot. This is going to be a lot of fun. I guess we're going to get the phones ringing here. Yeah, let's get the phones ringing here. We're going to do the fundraiser thing or something like that. Anyway, so this is going to be a lot of fun. This one, we're going to go back to a piece of Windsor history. Every year we like to do something for RONSTOCK. I don't need these glasses right at the moment. We're going to do something for RONSTOCK, and we always want to do something local, something with some nostalgia to it. And RONSTOCK this year is going to be a bit of a strange one. We had the crew here all as safe as they could be with me, and I'm the only one without a mask on, by the way, right now. But anyway, the RONSTOCK is going to be different this year. We're going to try for a whole week, and we're going to have some really neat things happening. And you know me, I won't remember them all, so I'll be asking people about them as we go through this little thing here. But anyway, the piece that we're going to do this year, Kelsey's been sending out stuff, Colleen's been sending out stuff for the week to say that we've got the free print that's going to be available. Now the free print right now, unfortunately because of you not being able to attend RONSTOCK the way we like to have you attend it, we've actually come up with some packages for it right off the bat, you know, so that we're developing the RONSTOCK the best we can. We're going to have an auction. I think we're going to have the bidding wall auction. The bidding wall auction has been very successful. It's been a lot of fun. Colleen's actually preparing a whole whack of stock, no different than any other year. There's a lot of preparation for RONSTOCK just because we're COVID and we might not see you here, which is probably the chances probably are not that good that you're going to be able to come out. But we're going to do the bidding wall. That's going to be a lot of fun. And through the week, the RONSTOCK week, can you give me the date? Do you know it offhand? The RONSTOCK week is going to be on.
18th is Father's Day weekend.
Well,
so
the Monday. Yeah, the Monday is.
Before or after? So it starts on June 14th.
Okay, so June 14th through Saturday, closing time,
Yep.
is going to be our RONSTOCK this year. So it's not 2 days of coming here, it's actually the full week of having fun. And every day we're trying to have something different planned. I want you to do one thing though. I've got a real curiosity about this too, is 12 o'clock noon the right time for us? And I know a lot of people don't like to respond to what I'm asking, and I understand it because you got to, you know, type stuff and do things for me. But I'm going to ask you as a big favor, send in your times that you think are the best times for us. So that week, I want to have it so that you guys can really take advantage of it. We're probably going to run 1 hour a day or half an hour a day. We'll have that schedule as we get a little closer.
one thing you haven't mentioned that we're doing the full thing online.
Oh yeah. So everything is done online that
They
week.
don't have
Yeah.
to come out.
Yeah. There'll be we have easy ways of pick up, safe pickup. There's no problem with that. So, but when we do obviously the Man of War piece, which is what we're going to deal with right now. I just announced it by mistake. Okay, take it back there. Can I reverse it? No.
Yeah.
Backup time. Yeah, anyway, so this is what's going to happen this year, Man of War, okay? And we'll have all different ways of you to pick up your product, just like we just did with the yin and yang, and we did with the Blue Nose recently. Everybody's happy and they're easy. You know, it's an easy thing for you to come up and pick it up. It doesn't change things. We can talk from a distance anyhow, so it's nice to have a visit. We've had visits over the last week of people that we haven't seen in years, so it's been nice. Anyway, so Man of War. Why Man of War? The year 2021, everybody that would know the piece, and so a lot of people have my original piece called The Race of the Century with Man of War and Sir Barton, which to this day is still classed as the race of the century. That piece was in 1920 was the last race of Man of War, supposedly, but actually Man of War did do a little bit more racing after that, but was fully retired in the year 1921. So just like we had the Canadian Dime the Blue Nose was launched exactly 100 years ago. Man of War was actually retired exactly 100 years ago, so we went into full retirement in 2021, or 1921.
And the fact that Man of War made his mark in Windsor.
Yeah,
Is-
yeah, that's
our connection.
yeah. So yeah, and that's where I was going. The if everybody remembers, in case people don't remember, if you were at the mall and you went across the tracks on Howard, if you're traveling south, I guess it would be south, on Howard, just going across the tracks from Devonshire Mall, if you recall up to about, what, Bob, maybe 5 years ago they tore that down? Yeah. So up to about 5 years ago, there was these two huge columns that were right on the corner of Howard and West Grand. Okay, I'm glad you said that because I had the wrong road. I had Cousino for some reason. So West Grand, that's the one that runs along the railroad tracks there. And right at that corner, there was a riding stable there for years. And those two columns, up until about 5 years ago, in Kenilworth subdivision, those were the main gates for Kenilworth the race. And I think to this day, or maybe not to this day, but as far as races go, there was 35,000 people showed up. I don't think Windsor even had 35,000 people at that point. So that one day for that race, 35,000 people showed up. It was Man of War's very last major race. They did call it his last race, so I might be wrong on that. They might have just run him with other horses to exercise him or whatever. But so he was retired that day. Was one race in Canada, the only race ever in Canada, his very last race ever before he was put out to pasture and for studying, and it became Windsor's to this day Windsor's top sporting event of all times. So nothing's ever compared to that since then. I remember reading about it when I was doing the study with this. There was back in 1920, nobody had, obviously, well, maybe a few people had private airplanes, but they wouldn't have been like private jets that we have today. And people went around in their gold-laden train cars, so they would just actually book their car, their beautiful luxury train cars. They would book into a train, and they brought them here for the race. And they actually said along that siding there was 75 of these gorgeous, beautiful, wealthy, or gold-laden train cars. I guess it was just pretty impressive thing. So anyway, so let's go back to that, and I've got a canvas behind me. I'm going to show you what the canvas is all about. I'm going to actually, for the very first time, I'm actually going to show you components of how I've composed this piece. And the one thing I always remembered was that we used to go horseback riding, and if you recall, along, what was it called again, West Grand? Mm-hmm. West Grand. If you went into that area, there was a riding stable, and that was for us to go rent horses, and we go just, you didn't trot or anything, you just walked around on these horses for a bit. And I had a person in one day, and I was talking to her about it, and it was really neat because she said, I worked there for 10, 15 years or whatever, and she said, yeah, I know exactly the stable. I do it like the bike by hand. And she said that Man of War was actually housed in that stable. So, I mean, if you're anywhere near my age, or even probably 20 years less, you've seen those stables, and we were actually looking at the stable that Man of War was housed in when he was here for the race. Unfortunately, subdivisions come along and they tear down buildings like that, because today, I mean, I always kind of imagine if you would have left that stable there, you could have made a beautiful little park, a half-acre park, and we could have put a bronze statue of Man of War in that stall, and it would have been so neat. So the stall was the third stall to the right. We know that for a fact. Go ahead. Colleen wants to say something. She's got her hand up over here.
Yeah. What I think is so amazing is that was the boonies when we were kids. There was no houses and population.
No, there wasn't anything. There wasn't anything there at all.
Like my mom talks about where Olette ended at Jackson Park.
Right.
That was so that's the 20s that, that was,
Colleen's talking. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be insulting. Colleen's talking. She's got Toby on her lap, and the poor little guy, he's sitting there, and he's actually fast asleep, but he's sitting up fast asleep. She's talking. Yeah, slide it over there. Well, I don't know if that's gonna work, but if you look over there, I mean, talk about comfortable. Anyway, so yeah.
So I just think that whole riding stable, I think that's pretty amazing. The fact that that was out in the sticks at that time, you know, like so.
So anyway.
Everybody's thinking like that's Devonshire Mall and all of that's built up right now. Well, that was country. Yeah.
So it's a huge event. It's something we should be very, very proud of. I've actually done the piece in the Canadian Southland series, was a series I did when we first got back here. When we moved back from Toronto, I wanted to dedicate my talent for a major project to raise funds for the area, and we did the Canadian Southland series, which was 14 paintings. It was to raise $1 million for local charities. And over the period, I think 3.5 or 4 years, it took me to paint all of those paintings. And mixed in there, the number 7, because of the lucky number 7, I actually painted Man o' War back then as the race of the century. This one is fun because the Man o' War, when he traveled, and his entire life he was actually with one keeper, not the trainer, but the actual keeper. He would actually exercise the horse, and I apologize. I'm just horrible with names. I never have it in my head. So, but anyway.
I think his name was Bert, and I can't remember.
I don't know. I do apologize for that. I got to know those things better. So anyway, so Man o' War raced for just over 2 years, 2.5 years. They were always concerned that Man o' War would actually break his legs. He was so powerful. He had the biggest stride of any horse in horse racing history. His actual stride was 28 feet. So when his first hoof landed and when his fourth hoof landed, it was 28 feet in distance, which was phenomenal. And, we're going to have a time.
We have a request whenever somebody else speaks, if you could just repeat it.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that, sure. Or just, we get them to yell at me too. Yeah. We can do that, yeah. Sorry about that. So anyway, I don't know where I was going with that.
His stride. Yeah,
his stride. So anyway, we had the fastest horse in the world. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show it the day before the race. And because I want to show a little piece of Windsor that's you've never seen before. I recall what the stable looked like. I've actually gone through and I've found little tidbits about it. But if somebody has an actual picture of the inside of the stable, it'd be really good. But I've got a pretty good memory for that. So the canvas behind me, I'm going to show you today how I composed it. But it's called. We've already named it, so you don't get a chance to help name this one. It's a kind of a fun title. It's called Room Service at Kenilworth. And it's Man o' War. And let me show you the piece as we go here. I'm going to actually bring something up. I compose now. A lot of times I'll compose by using the computer and then sometimes I'll do sketches. If I can't find something, I'm going to actually sketch it in my sketchbook. But there are times now tools are tools, so the computer becomes a phenomenal tool for me. And I'll show you a little piece of what's going to happen here. And first off, I'm going to show you the color format because it's important. And I just put my glasses down somewhere and lost them. Here they are, here. Okay. Wow. Sound like I've been at too many paint fumes again. No, whatever. I'm going to bring this right in. And everybody remember, whoops. Colleen says, don't ruin the print. I think I just did. Yeah, I kinked it. So that's a print gone down. I'm always backwards on. So you remember this one? Joe sent me.
Thank you.
And what I'm showing you is, it's all moves backwards here for me, is that burnt out light in the background. You see that? Oh, I can look at the monitor over there. What am I doing? Okay, so that burnt out light. I love it. I just love it. Look at the way it goes through the glass and stuff like that. I don't know. Even this guy, he's okay. He's not bad. Not too bad. So anyway, let me bring my little composite thing here. I'm not going to show you, as a matter of fact, you're not going to see the whole painting right now. I actually have a composite that would show most of it, but I'm not going to do that for you. I'm just going to make it a teaser. I'm going to bring this in like this. Look at that. Right? You see what's happening there? That burnt out look in the background. Oh, you did see the whole painting. Pretty well. And that's how I'm working with this on the white canvas behind me. All the little lines that you're seeing there are there for a reason. When I compose a painting, I compose within about 1/8 of an inch. You know, like I don't know why I'm on that case with that. That's not necessary. But I do it that way. I'm looking at the wrong camera. Which one am I looking at? This one? Okay, doesn't matter. Yeah, so anyway, in the canvas here is the scene you just saw. And what it is it's Man of War's keeper bringing him a couple buckets of oats. They would have really hyped the horses up, and the way they did that would be to feed them oats, get their energy rolling and ready for the race. And I'm sure Man of War was at this point knowing that he was going to be racing, because they did get excited about, horses do get excited. I don't know if it's excited or fear is what it is. Sometimes some people say it is fear. But anyway, so in here, you're going to see that beautiful, strong backlight. And today I will get at that. And then all the rest of the canvas, there's actually the ceiling. And these are the stalls here. And there's a line here. And I don't know if you can see it. It's not that important. There's a line right here. And that's showing me where the opening, where Man of War's head is going to come out. So today what I'm going to do, because I'm rambling on so long, is I'm going to actually, I'll start in a minute with doing the colors in here, and you're going to just see the massive bunch of brown today. You've heard me a lot of times. These are times that I want people to see the canvas, but because we're doing this online, you're going to see the canvas when normally you wouldn't get a chance to.
You say you don't want
I don't like to. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, normally I don't like to show people when it's just a block of brown. Right, Bob? Bob saw Resurrection of the Blues, and we always chuckle about that, because he walked in one day and I was painting. Everything was looking good, and then the next time he saw it, about half the canvas had a great big brown blotch on it, and it was almost like his jaw dropped because he thought I ruined the piece, which I didn't do. So, should I be talking about all of these little details and stuff today? What do you think?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think I should?
Painting.
Now that I said that?
No, let's get painting.
Okay, so we are going to get paint. Yeah, we're going to get painting, but there are some details that we're doing. We got some pretty nice things happening.
Oh, you mean about the frame? Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so
Because I'm excited about it.
because everybody's excited about it. So anyway, so what we did was here. I'm going to get up for a second. I don't know where I'm going, but no, I'm going. I got to come. Colleen says speak slower, but I can't speak slow today because I'm trying to get at my painting. So in this one, I'm going to go up to this one. Is that okay, Kels?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you'll see the bottom has Higham Walker inside. And you see the little, I can't do this with one. You see the little, what do they call it? Poker chip. Poker chip. So everybody loves these frames. These are custom frames that we do that are only available through Suchiu Art because we design them. So what we came up with on this one was that we will have that frame with Man of War. With one, I'm not done. Oh,
The stamp.
I'm just doing it right now. So where do I go here? I'm going to get in trouble, am I?
Right here.
Oh, here. So here, oh, I got to go up. If you notice the corner, the Kenilworth, we actually have a stamp for that coming in. So that's going to be the Higham Walker stamp.
So what is that you got in your hand?
I don't know. This is a piece of paper that's thick and old. And thanks, Colleen. It's like watching Soupy Sales all of a Sunday. What the hell? Where did he go? Hey, I'm an artist. My mind is fried. You know, what was it, Forrest Gump? How many brain cells? No.
Just stay on your
No. The Rain Man. Rain Man. How many brain cells does an artist have? 9. Definitely 9. Definitely 9. So anyway, Man of War, Sir Barton, look at that. That is an actual ticket from October 12th, 1920. It's not actually an actual ticket. It's a very high quality reproduction of it. And the framing, if you frame the Man of War piece, all of the frames for RONSTOCK are coming with one of these tickets. Am I right? Mm-hmm. This is where I get really nervous because I can't remember all of the details. So anyway, through that week,
yeah.
Right. And then afterwards, if you wanted it, it's going to cost you $50. So, and then we have 2 other frames. And these, we'll go through this again. I'm going to do it real quick. This is our most basic frame. It's going to be the economy frame. It's called rustic walnut. I got that one right. And this is a real cool one too. And this is it's a deep brown, and it's matching. The reason I'm showing you the frames is because I actually match colors on my canvas that matches the frames too. So that's called saddle brown. So let me paint. I think we got everything? Yeah. And now I do get a real quick sip of coffee. And I know I'm in trouble. I gave Colleen a hard time there a minute ago, so.
And it's Friday.
It's Friday, and she's, it's Friday, we're all tired out.
Worn out.
Yeah, my God. Hey, just because of that, thank you everybody for, I mean, we've kept our business going through COVID pretty strong. And we've actually increasing it. We've added the almighty Calcerini, the magic of Kelsey. And it's been a good time for us to, well, you know what the funny thing is we have more time to get the job done, it seems. Now that's unfortunate. We shouldn't have as much time. We should have more customers to sit and chat with. But anyway, let me go this way. I'm going to go into the corner. And I'm checking to see if I'm okay here. And you'll see, I got my baby brush, the little tiny one. This is actually when you watch the William Alexanders online and stuff, they would have brushes like this. I have these lines. I'm going to, actually, when I put them on here, I'm probably going to lose them anyhow, but I don't know. Did they see those, Kelsey, do you think?
Okay, so you've got lines on there. You're going to paint over it.
Yeah.
How do you know what to do later then?
I'll know. I'll find them again. Actually, normally what I would do here is, you know what, I'll do it the way I'll normally do it here. So I would do this, and I'm going to put a line there, okay? This is actually where Man of War, the part of the stall that Man of War's head will be sticking out of here. You'll see what happens. It's pretty hard to describe that, but so I'm going to put a line up here. You see there's a line happen. Whoa, how did that happen so easy? And anybody that does photography would know the term vignette. And really what I'm painting is a kind of a vignette, which is going to be, you see it, I use it once in a while in my photographs where the outside corners are all real dark and it comes into a nice lighted center. These paintings work beautifully, and that's why I showed you that Joe sent me in the beginning. That's a vignette also, and it just gives you a tunnel, a tunnel. Yeah, I'm building a tunnel here. The tunnel in this respect, instead of my normal dead center, which I love one-point perspectives that are dead center. But what happens on this painting is Man of War's face becomes almost dead center. This is where Man of War's head is going to be. It's coming, his neck is curving out of here. He's looking kind of at you. I might have it straight at you. We'll see. And then this little point here, this is the actual vanishing point of the painting right now. So all of the walls are actually going to that, down to that. The magic trick on that one, that's where the Wizard of Art comes in, is I know how to force your eyes to look at something. And that's no different than doing a magic trick. It's an illusion that I've got to create that causes my painting to have good depth for you. And that there's a little X there, and again, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's right there, and that's actually where the head or the face of his Man o' War's keeper is. So I really, although Man o' War is here in prominent piece of the painting, I want to actually also draw you to a secondary object in the painting that's called the host. Man o' War is the host of the painting, and the guest in the painting is the keeper. Those are real terms in Japanese art. I hear myself. I hear myself talking for some reason. Talk to me. Talk to me. So, what was that?
Bob turned his
Oh,
hand up and he's watching on his phone.
That's okay. Now I know even more that I don't like my voice. No, it's just
Funny how we don't like our own voice.
it's what I find. Yeah, Colleen says it's funny when we don't like our own voices, but I find in time you get used to it, and in time, normally when you're being recorded for the first time, you've never heard your voice like that before. After a while, you start to recognize that voice instead of the one that you had originally. So now when I hear my voice, a lot of times I actually hear my recorded voice when I'm talking. That makes sense? Okay. When I'm talking? Am I talking? Did I just say something? I lost my picture.
Which, this one?
Oh, yeah, no wonder I lost my picture for my work here because Colleen's enjoying it over there. Okay.
I am so excited about this piece.
Okay, good. Colleen's excited.
Well, I'm excited because I love history, and there's a lot of history around this piece. You know, even
Yeah.
the fact that Kenilworth racetrack.
I don't know if they can. Hopefully they can hear you.
Can you oh,
Sorry about that.
I'll yell.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's not as good as that. Okay.
Okay.
But even the fact that Kenilworth racetrack, I was even reading about it, and they knew. I guess they knew they were having. I think it was all Prohibition time and everything. So they actually dismantled Kenilworth racetrack. I believe it was in Buffalo, but I know it was New York. They dismantled the grandstand and brought it here.
No.
I read that the other day.
Oh my! I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, we better be doing some fact checking
Yeah.
here on that one.
But you know how much I love history, and I thought, oh, you've got to be kidding me. Like, first off, I mean, obviously borders weren't near what they are today.
Well, and also what happened was the only reason why Kenilworth, why Canada became the race was we were dead center in the middle of Prohibition at that, or actually I guess the earliest stages.
That's
Yeah.
what I just
Yeah.
said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
But if you look at, and I'm looking at pictures of this Kenilworth, New York, and it's almost identical
Oh, okay.
to this here.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, that's new.
I didn't either, and I said I love history, so I got into this, and wow. Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't know. Colleen was saying, and just in case you didn't hear that, is that Kenilworth, they actually disassembled in New York, Kenilworth,
Yeah,
New York.
Kenilworth.
Yeah,
It was
and they
Kenilworth.
brought the actual grandstands here.
Was
I,
Kenilworth race
not a part of history I know.
Yeah.
So this line is going to disappear on you right now. You're going to think it's disappeared. I'm going to see it, but it's going to be very, very faint. And if I can get through this part of it today, we'll be happy, because the next thing you're going to start to see is the scenery is going to be done first. And then this is funny because normally when I do a painting, I do the first, and most people that took art lessons, there's ways of doing either you paint an object and you paint around it, or you paint it where you want it to be, don't worry about it, and then you paint over it, which is normally what I would do here. What I'm doing with this one, because of that glow that we're talking about, I'm actually going to paint around it all here, and then I'm going to paint that one secondary, because the glow of the paint will actually be worked into. I'm painting the stable dark and kind of crisp, and then I'm actually going to cause that glow to happen over top of it. Right.
Also, too, I would have to think you don't want the white, you know, like, you want to keep that white underneath, right? The base.
Oh yeah, that's actually, it is that, but the main thing with this one is that it's being done as a layer in reverse. It's
Yeah.
very, very rare that I would not do the background first, but I'm not going to do it this time until I get this whole thing painted in. I apologize if some things don't make sense, but they do to me. Well, that's a big canvas to me.
Do you want some help?
Yeah. Somebody want to push this brush for me for a while? I could. We should get everybody joining in on it, eh? Right. Then nobody would. Then it can't be mine. It can't be a synergy piece. You know what? I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to put that line in after. Well, let's hear them. Let's hear these people.
Also under Jana Blair.
Oh,
Oh, good. Are you on lunch?
Jana's on lunch.
Please. Oh, yeah. Don't tell anyone I'm watching. I don't want to get in trouble at work.
Oh, so we, sorry, buddy, we just screwed that up on you, didn't we? Okay. Well, you know what? If you don't want to get in trouble, you should better not be watching this stuff, you know.
And then we have Jacqueline Christie, I believe her last.
Oh, okay.
Jacqueline Christie, she's below. And Mike Costa.
Oh, wow.
He left a very nice comment, said we're the best framing company ever.
Oh, thank you, Mike.
Wow.
Thank you.
We haven't seen him in a while. Well, this COVID thing, eh? How about this COVID thing? Yeah. Yeah. Uh-oh. Probably the grass cutter guy. It's the grass cutter guy. This is going to go faster right now. I just put a little liquid in it. It's going to speed things up. Yes, it is. Real good. Real good. That's it. That's what I needed. So liquid is a very special additive for oil paints that speed things up, and it actually speeds up the drying, the curing.
Do many of your collectors live on ranches?
Oh, we have a few. You know, the horse industry is a huge industry. And yes, we do. I don't know if anybody would be on there. We might not have. I know one that if I do something wrong, she's going to tell me I did it wrong. I know that for sure. And that's fine with me because she's my coach when it comes to horses. When I do you do a high-end horse like this, when you do a man of war or stuff like that, if this is not a portrait of man of war, somebody's going to be very upset with me. It's not, you know, horses. It's just like when I did Jane Goodall and I did the chimp. If Jane Goodall didn't recognize that chimp, I did my painting wrong. So, yeah. I'm not saying the name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Is there some masking tape here somewhere?
I don't have any more.
There isn't there.
Can you go grab it for me? I'm just going to pull a bit of a trick off here. I just don't want to get any brown in here. Oh, uh-oh. There's a white one around. No, it's probably not here. You know what? Don't worry about it. I'll use one piece and then I'll move it. So all I'm doing this for is I want to see a nice abrupt line where that door is. And remember, this is going to be lightened up as I go too. There we go right now. Actually, you'll see it happen right there. You okay, Colleen? A little tickle. So here's the vignette starting to happen. And this is where you start to see this the mistiness won't look like it right now because it's not going to be part of that object right now. But this gives me the base of what I need here. I wonder if I get enough tape.
I feel like the brush strokes will actually make it look like the grains in the wood. You know,
Oh yeah,
I can see that.
only if you paint them. Only if you do it, not me. That's good, Kelsey.
Fine. I know my place.
Yeah, no. Kelsey said that the brush strokes. Oh, you know what? I apologize. You're right. I mean, when I see it here, I'm looking over here. No, you're right. She said that the brush strokes will actually look like the grain of the wood. Oh, and then I just grabbed the wrong paint again. But yeah, she's right. That's why I did the streaks downwards. So, but duh. Kelsey's right again. It's always the women that are right. We guys.
Sooner we realize that, the better off.
Okay, I'm going to repeat that. Bob says, the sooner we realize that, the better off we are. All right, you are so right. Just drop paint. I'm going to disappear. Here, I'm going to let you do that so I don't disappear. I'm disappearing. Now, I'm just looking over at Joe sent me, and Joe sent me has a nice warm glow that I'm not getting here. So I'm going to put some yellow in there. Hey, Bob Ross here. I'm going to add some yellow right in here, and that's going to warm it right up. Well, not as much as it could. Am I going to get through this part today, Kelsey, do you think?
That is nice color.
You got 25 minutes.
Oh, good. So we are breezing along at a good speed. It's going to look a little rough to start, but we're going to get it nice and smooth by the time we're done.
That's a nice warm color.
Good, thanks. That's Colleen likes the color here, the warmth. And then that's going to help me there, see, when I do the door. So now you're starting to see the actual part of the painting happening. I'm going to put this masking tape right over top. Right now, I don't have to worry about being accurate or being smooth. It's going to pull some paint. That's fine. I don't worry about that. I'll get at that to fix it up later. I'm going to keep on bringing this light up a bit. So we've got a door here that's all bright light. It's so the light is going to be so burnt that you're going to just barely see that there's a fence across the back. I was going to say, I forgot we have a framer here today.
What?
I forgot we had a framer in the other room. I was wondering what the noise in the other room was.
My helper.
Yeah. Poor Colleen, we wear her out, you know. I feel so bad at all times.
I love doing it.
Yeah.
It's tough on the body sometimes.
Hopefully I could.
Stand in there for the total day.
Yeah, she'll stand there for. Well, I mean, yesterday we got out of here at like closing time is 5. I think we got out of here about 6:42 or something like that. So, yeah, it's not like we're not these young little puppies anymore. We're all grown up, you know. Grown up and suffering. I just started getting some arthritis in my hands, which I don't want to hear about, but it doesn't seem to stop me. It doesn't even slow me down. Any other questions there, Kelsey? People?
Not right now, but I actually have one.
Okay.
What are your thoughts about using guides like that as an artist, like using
Guides?
stencils or tape or things like that?
Any way you, well, it's not the art itself. It's no different than what's the idea of, well, here, let's just put it this way. If I was a watercolorist, I would actually mask off the outer border.
Okay.
Right? Da Vinci, when he did The Last Supper, and everybody would, think, as an artist, we always think that it's all done freehand. We always get this idea of like, this artist is a genius. He can actually do stuff and never have a guide. But Da Vinci did what we call scaling. So I mean, he would have done his sketch and then he would have scaled it out. And we did that when we did I did the Spitfire on the side of the Canadian Tire here. We actually scaled it up. Yeah, I did it. And actually what I did with that one is I actually counted the blocks and I made a grid of the blocks, the actual blocks. So
Mural, tell them a mural.
yeah, the mural of the Spitfire. And the Spitfire was, the painting was 60 feet across by 24, 25 feet high. It was huge.
On the side of the building.
And it gave me the opportunity, yeah, on the side of the Canadian Tire. And it gave me the opportunity to put the Spitfire that Jerry Billings flew exactly 36 feet, 10 inches in wingspan. So it was exactly the size of the real airplane. But without using scaling, some artists try and impress you and make it look like it's not happening, but it does happen. You got to use that kind of. Well, you don't have to. If you want it to be sloppy and not accurate, then you can do it that way. But I don't want to do it.
It's no different than being an architect. You have to use rulers and lines, and so obviously tools are fine to use.
Well,
as an artist.
here's a tool. If I don't use that, I'll be going like that. Oops. Well, that's it. I'll get rid of that part of it.
It just went up $100 in dollars.
Yeah. I touched it.
Got his fingerprints in it.
Kelsey was saying in the framing, maybe I had suggested this before, that I have a zillion little brushes here, right? And that maybe we should try and add. I'll use different brushes. I don't know if that would help, but and then if you do a certain frame, we could actually put it with the frame. But no. I looked over at Colleen's face and it was like, no, yeah, we don't want to do that. Kelsey, you're wrong. I'll blame it on you.
One or two special ones, maybe.
What's the for, Bob? Bob goes, I think Bob said, hey, I don't know, maybe we'll go that way. Yeah. It's just the doorway is the transition from the barn to the outside, and that's really not going to be a prominent detail, but it will be there, and if it isn't there, it won't look right. So I got to make sure that I have my stuff in order here. Do you see the hallway yet? You see it? I see it.
See a doorway.
Getting defined.
Well, I'm going to give you a bit more hallway. Let's just do that because we're talking about using guides. Let's just use the guide and do it. Once the painting dries, I can't get rid of these lines, which is a good thing. It shows me, and when I use the liquid, it shows me where I want to be tomorrow. Right? The fact that I can't get rid of the line right now, if I painted over it, I'd get rid of it right off the bat. So now we have the hallway starting to happen here. Here's the doorway to the outside. Huge barn doors, probably 8 or 10 feet high. And then we're going to have the keeper walking in with a couple buckets of oats.
Hey, did we say what we're naming this one yet?
Yes, I said it right off the bat. Yeah. So it is going to be room service at Kenilworth. Which is, I know, I was kind of hedging on that one myself, but what the heck. Was that Bob?
We just kind of came up with.
What?
You just kind of hit me with it, like, hold on, we're discussing.
Oh, we got ideas happening here. This is how it happens, guys.
Yeah.
Ideas are happening. You know what? When we did Joe Sent Me, I think this looked a lot like it when I was doing it online with Joe Sent Me. So if anybody was there for that, you might recall something that looked kind of like this. These are going to be... And part of my trick with getting your eyes to go where they should be going is using dark and light. And in Suchiu paintings, you'll see a lot of times I have a lot of dark down below, and that dark is called windowing. And that windowing kind of makes the painting look just like you're looking out a window, is what it's all about. What's your idea? Did it work? No.
We're planning.
I'm laughing. I'm sorry, I probably just broke everybody's eardrums by doing that, but no, these guys are up to it. You know what? Well, I'm going to hold off on this one for this time around because I don't know what they're up to, but they are up to.
We're thinking of something, and I think we should announce it at the next.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, whatever they're up to. I don't know.
We got a great idea.
Oh my! Well, don't. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well,
I'm excited.
no, I want to hear about it
No,
too.
go.
Next time. It's our cliffhanger. So.
You guys got details to give people next time, just about
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
and things. So we got a really cool idea.
Okay. We're going to have the Prime Minister come in and unveil this. Is that what it is? It's going to be tough to do, but no. Go ahead. What were you going to say, Kelsey? Kelsey was after.
We have another comment
Oh, okay.
from Rick Fortin.
Fortin, yeah.
He said, you are so correct at trying to keep things to framing and sizing to what you are doing, and that translates to everything. I see the hallway is on.
Oh, good, good.
Thank you for joining us, Rick. I was actually just messaging him this morning, so it's nice to see you.
Oh, yeah. Thanks everybody for being here. Definitely. Yeah, I mean, we're going to try and get more and more people online, and I got some pretty nice news from we got people, just to let you know, there's things that are being worked on, and there's a TV show that I've worked on, and we might be even going that way soon, that we might have our own little TV show happening. Just to leave that out there for you. We have people in Las Vegas and Dallas, Texas, and in New York City all working on it right now. So things are big with Suchiu Art this year. Actually, 2020 was going to be the year of years for me. I knew it. I knew what we were going to get up to and get into mischief doing, but it didn't happen so much. So this year is going to be it.
That's okay, Phil. It gave us this year to prep.
Yeah. So yeah, and actually this year last year was a good prep year. We got a lot of work done.
Yeah.
And even the book is going to be done this year. I'm doing this outspokenly right now because I want you guys, anybody that's doubting my book, don't doubt it. It's going to be there. My publisher is excited about it.
Oh, yeah.
He wants one in his greedy little hands, and I want one in my greedy little hands, and everybody else does. So we're working hard at that part of it. And the concept's all there. Everything's going good. We're pouring text into it right now. So you can see the hallway, okay. These things really are rough in the beginning, and as soon as we start to put objects in next time around, as soon as an object starts to happen, and you might even see a little bit of objects in there the next time we show it. I might do a little bit. My problem is I don't want to wait to be online. I'm too anxious to get at it, right? So sorry. It's my studio. I can do what I want,
How many live sessions do you think this one will take?
Well, I'm going to say a minimum of 4. But because we're gone so short, we're only doing 1 hour sessions, and we're doing up to 3 hours at one time. Was it?
Right, 2.
Yeah, we were doing. Was it 2 or 3?
2.
2 hours. Okay, 2. Seemed like 3. So doing the 1 hour sessions, I maybe I should be talking less. but yeah, Bob. Yeah, Bob says maybe you should be talking less. Yeah, shut up.
Now,
Get to work.
do you think that our 12 o'clock is okay, or should we?
Well, that's what I'm asking. I'm begging you, people. Let us know your best times. Yeah. The best time to run this. Like, we originally started at 1. I don't know. Maybe that's the better time to do this. But I mean, we'll do our research, and I'll have Kelsey certainly. Well, she knows right now by me just saying that she's going to be working at it. But we got to find. We want to make sure it's the best for everybody.
Maybe you could
So.
send out even a quick email to them.
That's a good idea.
See if they want 12 or 1 for our live.
So these are neat little details that I'm doing here right now. You might think I'm actually messing something up here with. You know, when you walk into a barn, you're not walking on a smooth floor, right? You know, and especially a barn that's been around for a few years. And what these will end up to be is those boards being kind of wallowy as you walk in. Things that I think about as I'm doing it to give it a good base. One that I don't have to work hard at later.
What would a barn floor be made out of it?
Just
back
wood.
then?
Probably
What
pine.
kind of wood?
Pine, probably, or
Pine.
it might have been maple. But I mean, I remember pine.
Wow, that's a soft wood.
Yeah. Well, or cement. Back then, this one might have been just cement. It could have been cement. I'll have to dig into that. Oh, Colleen. So now she's got me questioning my own details.
I wouldn't know.
I don't know either. So, well, I like the idea of barn because you could hear the clip clop of the horse coming in. But more than likely, it would be cement in 1920. Yeah.
A lot of barns were just also just dirt too, were they not?
Yeah, not Kenilworth, not a raceway like this. I think the raceway would have certainly. You know what? I'm guessing it's probably cement. Hey, you know what? It is probably cement. I'm going to do cement. I like cement. Well, you know, because I love the sound of the shoes clip clop, clip clop, clip clop. Sound like Buster Scruggs.
On it, if anyone else is having freezing with this video. Like if it's
Oh, somebody saying that? Somebody saying it's freezing? Oh, do you want me to ask? Yeah.
yeah, I just noticed.
So yeah, if you guys, let me know if you get it where it's freezing or pixelating for some reason. It seems to be sometimes when I'm moving around too much, like this. Okay. Let's see if this did this pixelate, Bob?
Yeah, it's frozen right now.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was joking, but did I actually freeze it?
No,
Oh well.
it's probably just buffering. That'll happen once in a while when we're online.
What's that, Bob?
Nothing.
Sorry about that. I'm
So
getting
what
some.
I like that people don't know about you all is you were raised on a farm, so you were around horses and barns and
My father was like,
textures
yeah,
that.
Colleen would say I was raised on a farm, and actually I love nothing better. Our old shed was built out of railroad ties. I think my dad. I was saying to Colleen the other day, we had about 8 acres of property in LaSalle. We had a fairly good sized house. I would say maybe 1,200 square foot home. And my dad had just under $2,000 invested in that property when he did it. He actually bought the property for $1,100, which was 76 lots in LaSalle. And he built that, and our shed was built where we had horses and animals from time to time, and our shed was built with railroad ties, just stacked, almost like a log cabin style. But I loved that. I think the term is petrichor. I could be wrong, but it's the smell. When you walk in, you smell that musty smell. It's actually, when you're born and raised on a farm, it's an incredible memory for you. I guess for everybody.
Yeah,
But some
see,
people
I
don't
was-
enjoy it. I
was
certainly
a
loved
city
it.
girl. I would have never experienced any of that, but when you tell me, the things that you
Yeah.
talk about, it's,
Well, being on a farm is an empire. You live on your own. You live in your own country at that point. The way we felt about it, anyhow, it was a family farm. It's been there for for my whole life, not really forever, but and then you claimed it as yours, and it became something very, very special. But we had a beautiful horse. We would have horses from time to time, and we also, when the Windsor Raceway was running, we had one time we had the Marshall horse from there, and but we had a thoroughbred that we owned at one time called Sunshine. My dad's the hokiest name in the world, Sunshine. But it was a beautiful, beautiful thoroughbred. But my dad was like Dr. Doolittle, so we didn't break horses in. He just one day would get on the horse. He'd talk to the horse long enough and put a little weight on its back, and then ultimately the horse would just let him sit there. And that's how he trained Sunshine. But Sunshine was, our horses were like pets. They were like dogs. I remember Colleen, we were out in the pasture one day, and Sunshine was a quarter mile away, and I just whistled, and she came running across 1,000,000 miles an hour across the field, looking like she's going to run you right over. And as she went flying by, within about 10 feet of us, she threw her a kick. She threw a backwards kick, knowing that she's going to miss you, but she was playing. She's just like a dog playing with you. And you keep on walking along, and all of a sudden, Sunshine's pushing you on the back. Remember that? Yeah, she nudged you. I'm here.
That's a huge animal.
Yeah, and she'd come up behind you. It's like,
To become
yeah.
pouncing by you like that.
Oh yeah, it's scary. Yeah,
Yeah.
but she
And then we're walking in the pasture, and all she kept doing was
nudging you.
with her nose,
Yeah.
she'd hit you on the back.
Yeah, I'm here. Play.
You know, pet me.
Yeah.
I've never really been around horses. Do they have like a personality, like
Horses.
dogs and cats kind of thing?
Yeah, there's every horse. I've never seen a horse that doesn't have its own character. They, I mean, my buddy used to ride one called Dusty, and Dusty, what a silly little name for one of the most beautiful buckskin horses I've ever seen. But Dusty was, those two guys, him and his horse, got along, and they have such a personality, and they do know who they want to on their back too. They get to know the rider, and they become a friend of yours. So that's why, going back to Man of War, which we lost a long time ago in this conversation, when the trainer died, Man of War was 30 years old and had sired something like 64 racehorses, thoroughbred racehorses, passed down the line, and then his keeper, he'd never been away from his keeper ever, and he died, and about a month and a half later, Man of War died, and they felt that he died of a broken heart, which I totally understand that.
Which I would like to add that when you said
Am I covering that?
he sired many horses, and Queen Elizabeth actually owned several.
16 of them.
Okay, and Queen Elizabeth also we framed this piece that was
Oh
absolutely
yeah, I forgot all about that.
elegant. Just gosh, remember the frame on this one.
Frame was worth more than our car at the time.
It was beautiful. It had to be 6 inches wide. It was beautiful. This gold frame.
Did she get the original?
No, but we sent her one of Ron's prints
Okay.
and framed it up, and she accepted it because it was her, from Man of War.
It was a gift. Yeah, the Man of War to Queen Elizabeth was a gift from the country of Canada through the Governor General's office out of Ottawa. So, and we actually had to be in contact with her to understand how to pack it and everything else, because Queen Elizabeth never receives gifts from people, and I was so proud because it was the very first gift that Queen Elizabeth received from Canada, or accepted from Canada and received in 7 years. So she just, somebody from Saudi Arabia had wanted to give her a solid gold bathtub one time, and she was actually insulted by that. But Man of War she accepted because the Man of War piece went into the stables, I believe it was Windsor Castle, and because she had 16 horses that were sired, that were bloodline of Man of War.
There's a few comments here. I just want to let you know. Most
Okay.
people are happy with the 12 o'clock.
Oh, okay, good to know.
Actually, I would say 100% of everyone.
Okay, good.
Good to know.
Oh, I like that.
And Jacqueline and Chris
It's 1 o'clock. Okay, so next time you come in, thank you for your patience with me today, because I rambled on in the beginning, but I got what I wanted to get done. So you're starting to see the inside of the stable. It's the stable from Windsor that Man of War was at in 1920. So anyway, well, when is the next day we're doing this? Uh-oh, we didn't think about that, did we?
But I would say
Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Let's do
yeah.
Tuesday. Tuesday at 12 o'clock, we'll be back. There's going to be a little bit more done on here. And we'll...
have a neat announcement.
well,
We'll see.
Bob and Colleen are saying we're going to have a neat announcement. I'll leave that. Yeah, we will. I know they're pretty good at it. So, okay, guys, next Tuesday, 12 o'clock. Subscribe to my channel. We're getting more and more good videos out there. And pass this along, please, to all of the people that you know that are horse lovers. And, oh yeah, and we also have a brand new Facebook store that just got approved for us. Plus, Kelsey has done a really neat thing. Is if you want to come into the gallery, you can go online and you can actually book an appointment. You can actually book your time and everything online, which I don't know how it works yet. But so you just go to Facebook for that. Eh?
All of that's on Facebook.
Okay, yeah. So just go to Facebook, and that way you can come in and take a look at stuff. And you know, we've got all the new stuff on the wall that you can get a chance to see anyhow too. So anyway, next Tuesday, 12 o'clock noon, Ron Suchiu signing off at our Essex Gallery. Take care. Bye-bye.